always said, I like to share what is on my mind. And sometimes when I go a long time without making a video, I realize I gotta make one. So I'm thinking about the energies at play. I follow astrology. I follow very simply what each planet represents. It's something that happens within us. I think of 6 to 7 planets in particular. Um, and technically, the sun and moon wouldn't be considered a planet, but these are a part of the energies, 6 or 7 energies astrologically. You have the sun and the moon, and then you got Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. That would make 7 overall. So each one has an opposition. So the forces that we experience within us, the tendencies that we experience, there's always some kind of contrast to that, which is a different planetary energy. For example, the sun and the moon are both opposed by Saturn. The sun and the moon is where generally we want to feel full of joy, and then that's the sun, and then comfort is the moon. The moon is, it's ruled by Cancer, is where you generally would like to experience that warm, cozy sensation. It's literally comfort. You go into your comfort zone. And the sun is where you radiate outwardly, where you're not just inwardly feeling warm, getting all cozy like in a shell, like a crab going in a shell in Cancer. And then the sun's where you radiate and you have joy. And Saturn opposes both of these because Saturn's more of a serious energy. It's not about being warm and feeling good in some way. It's about discipline, setting goals over long periods of time and executing it without any kind of emotion whatsoever. None of that warm, cozy feeling, none of the joy, just doing things that make you feel good. So I deal with this a lot, and every time I get too much comfort, I go back to this and I think, you know what, I need to stay committed to a task and I need to execute it. Now another one is Venus, and the opposite of that would be Mars. If you look at astrology, Aries opposes Libra, and what's the other one? Taurus will oppose Scorpio. And just like Cancer and Capricorn are opposites, and Leo and Aquarius are opposites, this is what's going on. When you're Martian, you have this vital life force. That's what Mars represents. You have a vital life force energy, and it's your strength, it's your vitality to make things happen, to initiate action, and also embody that vital life force energy. And sometimes I struggle with this personally, being too impulsive and being able to finding a way to direct that energy. But I also struggle with Venus, arguably more, because what is Venus? It's where you settle more. There's more of this indulgence with Venus, and in the signs of Taurus and Libra, you get that Venus aspect. So seduction could be very prevalent here because Venus has that love quality to it. It's how I described how with the sun and the moon in the signs of Cancer and Leo, you want to feel good, or you really want to feel comfort and full of joy in those signs. But with Venus, it's not as much as about feeling like cozy like Cancer, or the moon. Venus is more love and attraction. Like, what are you attracting in your life? What are you manifesting? And we got to be careful when it comes to this energy, because we can get stuck right here. this could be like a prison. Venus, um, at an extreme, will give you too much love, too much of the seduction, attraction kind of thing, where you kind of lose your vital life force. Because what happens when you give all this energy away, like to that love? It's imagine Libra. That's a relationship, for example. You're giving all of your energy to a partner, to another person, but Mars represents your vital life force, and that's opposite of Venus. We've got to be aware of these energies because I've seen it firsthand. Beauty is another word that describes Venus, beauty. And all these words that I'm describing it, I'm using to describe Venus, beauty, attraction, love. That's definitely it. And, it can become a problem. It definitely can if you're not careful. So just be aware that Mars and Venus oppose each other. Venus could be detrimental when it comes to initiating your life force energy and embodying this energy that you have and not wasting it or squandering it on love or attraction, beauty, all these things, seduction. It's essential to keep this in mind. Now, Mercury is another one, and Mercury's opposite would be Jupiter. Mercury is where you want to figure things out. It's the mind. It's where we communicate. It's the environment around us, very local environments. And Jupiter is far away. It's not local. Jupiter deals with what's way out there. It expands. It wants to expand everything. And Mercury is more smaller, local, like I said, local area. It's not very big. It's just like it's what you're connecting with in your environment. So whenever you go to too much of an extreme, you find out like this is becoming a problem. What's the other energy I need to use to balance this out? And that's why this is the thing that I like most about astrology is using it as a tool in everyday life, knowing our own tendencies. What has caused us so much suffering and the biggest problems, and being aware of it. And I just described the 7 energies at play that they have an opposite. Then you have outer planets, and I think Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. You got Neptune, the higher octave of Venus, and then Pluto, the higher octave of Mars. Just know like how these energies work in your own daily life. How are you being disciplined enough? Is another one. When it comes to achieving long-term goals, it can be very useful to combine the Mars and Saturn because Mars is your ability to act. It's your power. It's your source of energy that you can use to create and make things happen. But if you're not sustaining it over long periods of time, you're not going to accomplish anything. You're not going to be fulfilled. Saturn's also a planet of fulfillment. It represents fulfillment. Just thinking of it as a concept. We also have houses in astrology, like the 3rd house opposes the 9th house. And I've got a lot of 3rd house energy. It's why I like to communicate and express things because it can help others to recognize these patterns. And it can be useful, like I'm saying. Because life can get difficult and we go through all these challenges. And I don't know, lately I've been thinking about this Mars and Saturn opposition, or not the opposition, but the combination of these two. Together they can form like this team. I mean, if you have what's the word? An inclination, something's trying to tell you what you need to do, just think about Mars and Saturn as energies, what they mean. I thought I would share this. And as a side note, going back to Venus for a little bit, Venus also could be a desire. I forgot to share that. when we fall into lust and desire, I mean, you're giving away your life force. So Mars is essential for this. When you think of it, what does it represent? In many stories, ancient stories of like the mythology of Mars, it has this warrior concept to it. This is your ability to be that warrior, that hero, however you want to describe it. That's Mars. I don't have much else to share about this, but it's something that's been on my mind constantly. And if I wasn't struggling with it, I wouldn't share it because these are things that I want to utilize, for the betterment of myself and then for the betterment of you all as well.